Imagine if you had 1,000 Bitcoin. What would you do with that? Would you be okay spending 10 Bitcoin to help promote mass adoption and make it daily money for everybody in the world? How would you spend your Bitcoin if your purpose would be to accelerate mass adoption? Maybe you would distribute some of those as paper wallets, and then if hundreds of thousands of people get access to that, maybe they'll become curious and start learning how to use it. Or maybe you could finance some documentary that is interesting and engaging. Or you could orange peel shops to accept Lightning. Or buy books for public schools and libraries. Although that's very tempting to do, we have seen that they don't work really well. They might save a few individuals, but they don't change the world. Who has heard of Bitcoin Beach? Please raise your hand. Good. I was in El Zonte earlier this year. I was very excited, and when I went to a restaurant, a simple one, not one of the fancy ones in front of the beach, I asked, can I pay with Bitcoin? And then the woman told me, don't you have dollars? And I said, yeah, but I would like to pay with Bitcoin. And she said, in that case, it's going to be 10% extra. And later, I learned that she is not interested in stacking sats. And she brings a guy, she can empty her wallet, and then the guy gives her cash. And the 10%, I'm just paying her exchange fee for that. You might remember when El Salvador gave $30 worth of Bitcoin to everybody. So it was a real-world experiment in which you give Bitcoin to people hoping that a percentage of that would become interested enough to go through the rabbit hole. Did it happen? Not really. You might be criticizing that, well, the problem was the Chivo wallet, or the problem was the execution or the communication. But even in El Salvador, which is an amazing place, I highly recommend that you go there and visit. It's really great. Even there is a gap between adoption and understanding. And this is not something new. Aristotle said, some people are by nature slaves. They might understand reasoning, but they cannot do reasoning themselves. Let me ask you, what is your success rate when you try to orange pill your friends and family? 10%? 5%? The problem is not your communication skills. They are simply not interested. And that is okay. Because real change never starts with the masses. We have Svetsky was here yesterday and has this very interesting article, We Are the Remnant. And the masses will actually not only will not help you, but change and mass adoption will happen despite the masses. Remember the matrix. Some people are so dependent on the system, they will fight to protect it. So the question is, and this year's BTC Prague theme is building bridges. The question is, how do we build bridges? Do you get a microphone and go to the main square and say, everybody, let's build bridges. Please come by tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. By the river and bring one brick. And together we can make it. It's probably not going to work. Maybe the problem is the brick. So we can give each citizen one brick and say, you bring a brick, then we build the bridge. That's also now how it works. You build bridges by gathering builders, engineers. And when the bridge is there, the people will be using and making benefit of it. Maybe they will thank you, but most probably they will be crossing the bridge and they don't even realize what they're doing. So this is coming from innovation theory. There are books by Clayton Christensen, Crossing the Chasm, There's going to be a talk tomorrow about crossing the chasm. And the message I would like to leave here is stop chasing the masses. Start gathering the remnant. They are the ones who will build the bridges. And Bitcoin needs physical hubs. This photo is from Casa 21, Casa 21. Lucas is here, and I highly recommend you talk to him. When you have people together, magic happens. That's what we see from Silicon Valley. You have people going together to the same cafes, to the same restaurants, same parties. They start talking, and then collaboration happens. Why are you here? Why are you here in BTC Prague? To meet people who like the same things as you and who hate the same things as you. You trust these people. You're willing to collaborate with these people because we get it, right? Physical presence really matters. You see people working, you see how they deal with all types of situations, and there's the power of weak ties. There is a book by Malcolm Gladwell, The Tipping Point. He draws theory from Mark Granovetter. It's not really your best friends who will give you opportunities and open doors for you. It's more like people who you got to know in a conference. You know somebody who knows somebody. It really accelerates change. Here in BTC Prague, largest BTC conference, it's not an accident. There is a whole history. If you talk to the OGs here, they'll be able to tell you the whole history of how Prague started. We had Slush Pool, we had General Bytes, we had Trezor. It's a very interesting history because people were collaborating. You have a common culture of distrust, of centralization. You have people creating things together. So if you can have a little bit of a framework, okay, how can we actually put this into place? It's about focusing on the people who are willing to get things done. And for that, I'd like to share BitDevs as one great thing that you can learn more about. Maybe you can start a BitDevs in your city. There's Chain Code Labs, great models for education. Pleb Lab, also, it's a hackerspace in which you have projects like ZapRight, also Stacker News came from it. School 42, it's a different model of learning in which you don't have a structured curriculum. You have more people learning with each other, reviewing each other's work. And if you have a BitDevs, if you have some university outreach, if you have a way to help developers, and you have also some community events that are fun, that are interesting, you will be able to create great momentum no matter where you are. So for that, I'd like to share some cases. And everything that I'm talking about here is a lot about personal experience. I learned a lot from Lucas. There are many other models in addition to those four that I have shared here. There's Plan B Network, there is Libreria de Satoshi, Mi Primer Bitcoin, and so on. And for time limitations, and also based on things that I had the first-hand experience, I'm going to be sharing with you, starting with Brazil, Casa 21. In my opinion, it's a masterclass. Lucas went to San Francisco. He got very excited. He wanted to fund a developer in Brazil, but there was nobody to fund. So he had to start everything. He started with 21 and then later Casa 21. Basically, it's a house in São Paulo. Anybody can go. We have a 3D printer. We have meals like barbecue. We have different types of hackathons. And you work there together. And one very interesting program that I want to highlight is the Bitcoin Developer Launchpad. They were able to get more than 600 people applying, and then you filter the ones who are really committed. You give some tasks for them, and then you select a few of them and take for a residency, and then some fellowships later. For that, you're going to have to find sponsors. And now we have developers, we have people getting jobs in Bitcoin. Brazil is really doing well in being an incubator for Bitcoin developers. Bitcoin Students' Day. It's a way to reach universities. Office hours is a way that you have the Discord server. You have a core developer sharing his screen while he works. Anybody can join. So put together developer funding, some technical education, so you can really have people who know and be able to contribute, and a physical space. I'm coming from Japan right now, from Tokyo Bitcoin base. We're very excited about having a first initiative now in Japan to revive the Bitcoin community. It's 5-story tall, more than 1,000 square meters, housing Blockstream, Mempool, BTC Pay, Plan B Network, Fogger Ventures, and so many more. And this is important because, as you know from history, Japan had a problem with Mt. Gox, and many people got very skeptical. So having a house that is good looking, well located, we have fun activities. There is a lightning selfie. You go pay with lightning, you take some photos. If it's cute, it's fun, it's engaging, the perception of people really changed. They no longer see it like some scammy, weird internet money, but they really see the value of Bitcoin, and they're more open to learn more about the philosophy of Bitcoin. So it's more of a cultural hub in contrast to Casa 21, which is more on the side of a developer hub. Also in Thailand, basically you have two very interesting models you can visit. One is Bob Spaces in Bangkok. It's more of a developer place. They also connect expats and technical local community. And now there is something new by Jimmy Costro, the Bitcoin Learning Center in Chiang Mai, doing more social work, financial inclusion. So both models are very important, and they really play an important role. In El Salvador, they didn't start with Bitcoin. They started with Hope House. Highly recommend you learn more about it. You start helping the community, teaching useful things. This will bring you some community, you have more goodwill, and then later people will be interested to learn and hear more about Bitcoin. Paraguay is a place that I'm extremely excited about. You also can talk to Jan Cotas. He's here. We're going to have a conference in September, and this is only happening right now because he started with a Telegram group. So it's also okay that you start online, but you cannot stop there on the online. He was doing regular meetups, and now the momentum is enough to have a first Bitcoin conference in Asunción, and I will not be surprised to see a hub happening very soon. So with all these cases, there is no single blueprint. You have to look at what you got, what you believe your local community needs, and then build on top of that and bring people together. So your mission is to build bridges and not be fighting random people on the internet or in your real life. You have already tried orange pilling people. You go, you spend so much time telling them about Bretton Woods, about fixed supply, about inflation, and people just look at you and say, what if the world runs out of electricity? What if the internet goes down? So they're not interested in learning anything. These people, they are arguing with you. Stop wasting your time with them. Spend more time with Bitcoiners. Stop chasing the masses. Start gathering the remnant. So most people are not ready for Bitcoin because it will require abstract reasoning, emotional control during bear markets. They have to learn self-custody. They need technical knowledge. And majority of society is just not ready for that. It's okay. We will build the bridges, and they will come later, and everybody will benefit. Find developers, do regular meetings, do documentation, share what you're doing so more people learn about you. They can also join. Start educational programs, find funding. There are people able to fund if you have a good initiative running, if you're able to execute well. And then do fellowships and do a multiplier effect. Find a way for the people you're teaching be able to teach others. This is how you stop chasing the masses and gather the remnant. Remnant build bridges. The masses will cross them. And it's up to you to be that person, to be the pillar, to be the hub. I hope that with this, you start a Bitcoin club in your place, you start a BitDevs, start talking to people who are interested to make your local community. Thank you so much. And if you want to see more, here's a link above me. Thank you.
Secure your BTC Prague 2026 ticket at the lowest possible price now.